Hello, hello, hello. Um, Thanks for joining me again for another Wickless in Wonderland, Wednesdays in Wonderland team chat. Tonight we're going to talk about customer follow-up, and I'm going to show you a couple things that I've been using, working on, trying, things that I have found that have worked, and things that I've tried that just the one for me, just personally, didn't work for me. It wasn't something that I could keep up with, and I'll explain to you why. So if you have ever heard the saying, the fortune is in the follow-up, I can tell you firsthand that it is a lot easier to get repeat sales from current customers than some may say finding new customers. We should always be looking for new customers. And we've talked different ways, like you can do that, having current customers host parties. So then they in turn invite people that you've never met before for these different types of parties. And then they become your customer. And then the cycle continues with you following up with them and providing them with great customer service. And that results in, you building your business over and over and over again. Fortune really is in the follow-up. So if you currently do not have any type of follow-up system, you will want to try and explore something. One of the things I talk about tonight, or if you see something else that you feel is, seems like a good idea, or you want to try it, by all means, try it and work with different things until you find something that works for you and is beneficial to your business. So fortune's in the follow-up because it's much easier to maintain the customers that you have if you're following up with them and providing good customer service than it is to go out every day and find somebody new to be a customer for you. So one of the things that I do, like, when I started and I was selling to my friends and family and coworkers, and I started that way with people that I knew, was following up with them when I would, after I would deliver the orders. So one of the things that's important is knowing when the person delivered, like when you deliver the order or when it is delivered to them, if it's like a direct ship. Typically you want to reach out to them day 3 to 5 at the most, to see how they're liking their order, see if there's any issues, make sure that they're liking everything, make sure they like all the wax they picked out, make sure that the warmer is working. Just one of those things where you want to reach out at first, because sometimes people get orders, they get product, and then they don't start using it right away. So by doing that first initial follow-up about 3 to 5 days after they've received the product, you are ensuring that they are using the product. So then you have a reason and a need to follow up with them later on. There's a couple different systems or thought processes as to how often you should follow up with them. One of the things that I've used pretty frequently, and then I've got 2 different ways that I look at things. So I've gone, well, I'll mark down when it's ordered, I'll mark down when it's delivered, and then, like I said, the 3 to 5 day, week tops. I wouldn't recommend doing any more than that. I really like the 3 to 5 days, so that that they're using the product and that they have no issues and they love everything. After that, I have done before a month later and 3 months later, but recently, and so I have my orders, like I said, on paper. That to me has always worked because I've had a binder in the past, and I reverted to a tray system that I have over where I package my orders. So when I package an order, I take the back copies off, and I just am left with the white copy, and that is my copy. And I actually went and had a stamp made when I was really using this. Sometimes now I don't even use a stamp. I just write down when it was delivered, and then I'll go through like every week and I try and look and see, like, should I be following up with someone? I always date my my slips also so that I know where they are. And I do, at the end of the month, I have them month by month so that I'm following up with people month by month. And I don't even know, like, this is the stamp. I don't even know where I got the stamp, but I created it myself. It might have been on Vistaprint. I'm not sure. But I had a stamp made so that I could do that. And I was doing that for a very long time. And it really worked for me. When I had the binder, it was this size. And this is not the binder. I actually, because I reverted from it, I don't have it, but it was one of the smaller binders and it had pockets in it. Kind of like the pocket right here. So it just had clip pockets like this for every month, and I had them labeled. So I would put, the first one would be that the product was ordered, so it sat in there. So then I would go, when product would come in, and I would pull the slips out and package the orders. And after I, stamped it or wrote on the back, and I took the other pieces and I gave them as the receipt to the customer, I would take that white copy and I would put it on the back side of that folder, and it would say delivered, and I would date it. And then there would be another page, a binder, for the first follow-up, which would be about a week later. And then you just progress it through the binder so that you're keeping track with everyone that you need to follow up with all at once. And following up would be like text messaging, phone call, if that's what you and your customer are comfortable with, but it'd be like text messaging or like Facebook Messenger, however you communicate with your customer, following up with them that way. And you're just asking them, you're just like, hey, just checking in, just seeing how you love your product. What was your favorite bar? Think of something creative to ask about. So when if you have someone that ordered, like this girl ordered the Paranormal Pumpkin and she got the Harvest Bar 3-pack. So my first follow-up was going to be like, what did you think of those Harvest Bars? Did you like all of them? Was there one that was like your favorite? What do you think? And then get the feedback for the product that way. And it's just a conversation. It's not me asking her or showing her a new product. It's asking about what she already received, what she likes about it, if there's any issues, etc. So say she's like, oh my God, I love all 3 of those bars. I absolutely love them. Well, like, I would communicate with her, those 3 bars are limited time offer, but you can add them to your club while they're still available or within 30 days of when they first released. So if you really love them and you want to keep getting them, I can explain to you how you can put them in club and get them all the time. So you have that kind of branch of a conversation. If someone says they absolutely love, like, say this is the first time they've gotten these 6 scents that they picked out and they love 3 of them, they're their absolute favorites, you can talk about putting them in the club. And that's another talking point that keeps them as a repeat customer over and over again. I am going to share my screen and show you guys a program that I've been using recently. I still write everything down. Like you just saw, this one says September 2021. I still write everything down because I have to have that paper in front of me, especially when the orders come in. But I like to revert back to it in case somebody doesn't end up on this check-in Project Broadcast. So Project Broadcast is a texting app. There's an app for your phone that you can utilize, and there's also a desktop version. You do pay for it, and I could click over here and show you some stuff at the end if I have time, because I don't want to go over my 30 minutes, and I'm already, all I have is 15 left. So let me show you what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drip campaigns. And what a drip campaign is I have these set up. The second I add somebody to this campaign, the first thing that they are going to see is a message from me that says, thank you for their order. Thank you for your recent online order. I hope you love everything. If you have any questions or need anything, let me know. I'll be sending you some happy mail too, and we'll talk about that in a second. So Project Broadcast uses a different phone number than your current phone number, and you get to pick it. So you can pick it based upon area code that's familiar to your area, things of that nature. So when they get this text message, they're getting it from this cell phone number that I picked. And this is my cell phone number. And when I first initially started messaging people, I told them that it was me, it was my business line, that it was an app to help me run my business better, that they could text me, and they could text me from it and I can respond. I'll see it. I get a notification. They also have it set up so that people can call that number and it will call your regular phone number. So it basically call forwards to your regular phone number, and that's pretty cool too. Like, that's really nice to know that they're like, if they call that number, it's going to come right to your regular phone number and it's going to ring. So this first message, as you can see, it's a picture of me. No, I don't want to remove it. I wanted to show it to you. It's a picture of me and it says, thanks for your online order. It's got my name, it's got my title, it's got my phone number, and it's got my website. So it's the same thing I read to you. And that's the first message that they get. Okay. So I have it set up. The other thing too, is you can set up parameters, and you should, on Project Broadcast, so that no text messages are coming at a later time of the day, the evening, however you want to set it up. Like, I think mine's like set up like nothing past like 9 p.m. But I have this set up so that typically what will happen is it will process at 10:30 a.m. for people. So if I add someone to it at 9 a.m., they're not going to get that message until 10:30 a.m. so that I know that they're awake. So the first check-in I have is 10 days later. And this is with the anticipation that they have received their product. I tried 7 days, and sometimes the messages I was getting back were that they hadn't received their product yet. So I found that the other thing too is you can wait to send that first text message when you see that something has shipped, because then you know they're going to get it within these 10 days. So it's just a text. There's no pictures. There's no nothing. Hey there. Just checking in to see if you love your order and if you have any questions. What was your favorite product in the order? What did I just tell you? So it's something that is going to invoke a conversation between the both of you, and then you can just take it from there once they respond. And same thing, I'm doing 10:35 in the morning. So they get that 10 days later, and it's set up for a 10-day delay from when they get the first message. The second check-in is about 3 weeks from the first. It says, hello, I hope you're having a great day. Just want to make sure you're still enjoying everything you got with your order. Did you get a chance to check out the samples I sent you in your Happy Mail? If so, what did you think? I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk to you about my Happy Mail too. So that gives us another talking point, a touch point to have a conversation with people. When you are making samples and you're sending them out to people, you could make a drip campaign specifically about following up with people about samples. Okay. Third check-in, 45 days later, 45 days from day one. So it talks about Scentsy Club. I have an image they get for Scentsy Club. It says, hello, just checking in again. I hope you're having a great day. I have an order going in this week that qualifies for free shipping and wanted to check in and see if you needed anything. Now, maybe you don't have an order going in this week that qualifies for free shipping. Maybe you do. Maybe you have one that's close, but it's not an exact white lie. Well, it's a white lie. It's not an exact lie is what I want to say, but it's a conversation point so that you can, this is now when you're trying to see if they need more wax, if they need more bulbs, if they need more cotton cleanups, things of that nature that they got in their order that are consumable that they might and should have been using for the past 45 days. Could they possibly need more? And you're offering them an incentive if they do. Qualifies for free shipping for local customers. You know, you can reiterate that. You can word it however you want. Also, if you like your favorite items to ship to you regularly, you should check out Scentsy Club. I love that I can get my favorites every month at a discount. Oh, and discounted, learn more here. And then I have the link for Scentsy Club. So if they don't want to comment, but they click on there and they're looking at the Scentsy Club, they might sign up and get their favorites, you know, their 6 favorite bars that they got in that order. The last check-in is 60 days. Hey there, Hope All's well. I was wondering if you would like to try an online scent event. It's a great way to get some free and half price Scentsy and share with your friends why you love it. You can respond here by saying scent, and I'll message you to set it up. Hope you have a great day. So I have a keyword, and I'll show you if they type scent, it sends them another message. It delays it by like a minute or two. You can do that also. Or when people text you certain keywords, it can delay it for you. So keywords, scent. So when somebody texts scent, the message says, awesome, I'll message you to set it all up. Have a great day. And I have a 2-minute delay on there. I love a lot of things about Project Broadcast. This is really simplified a lot of my follow-up, and I really like it. So there's all these different things. There's different tags. People can always opt out. I think one of the normal opt-outs is stop, and stop takes them away from receiving text messages from your number any longer. So like that first message that I sent them where I introduced myself and what, this phone number was, I had explained to them that they could opt out at any time by saying stop. So let me see, buy credits. I'm trying to see here if I can show you. So my monthly subscription, I know I get 500 credits every month, but I don't know exactly if I pay $20 a month. I might, because it did just increase, but I don't think it was 10. Let me see. I have the starter plan. Here's the subscription levels. Starter plan is $15 a month. I want to say it used to be $10 a month, and it went up recently, like right before SFR. So for $15 a month, I get 500 credits, and what the credits are is your ability to send out messages to people. They have a lot of stuff, and I should probably show you guys different things on Project Broadcast at another time, but it's one of the things that I like using that I have found has worked for me, because all I do is I go into the campaigns and I add contacts to it. Like I'll add a contact if it's a brand new customer that I've never added to Project Broadcast. All I have to do if I want to add somebody is first name, last name, phone number. You can even do email. So once you add someone, then I can add their name to here by adding the plus. So it's pretty cool. And then it just automatically sends them in that different campaign. I've been working on a couple different drip campaigns, but that's the one that I have for my follow-up for right now. So we are back. Happy mail. So when I say happy mail, typically what I do when I know that someone has received their order, I try to go maybe 2 weeks at a time. So if I have someone that received an order the last 2 weeks of August, if they ordered something and it was direct shipped to them, my Scentsy Club people, I really want to reward those people that are paying for shipping. Now granted, like Scentsy Club, they do get a discount and everything, but I have found that when I reward the customers for placing online orders and using Scentsy Club, they repeat, and I don't give them the same thing every month. So I theme my happy mail that I send to them by something cute with the month. So like in March, because of St. Patrick's Day, I had like, shamrocks on like a little card, and it said, I'm lucky to have you as a customer. Thank you so much for your online order. Let me know if you need anything. And, had my information on it. So depending upon if, say, it was a $50, $60 order or less, And I know that they paid like $8 shipping. I would try and give them, as long as it wasn't too hot out and it wasn't in March, I would give them like a bar of wax. I'd given them that thank you card. I also have the opportunity to send them any kind of specials that are going on. So if I made little postcards or flyers, or if, like, say now, like the harvest catalog, a brand new catalog, you have all those, you have that opportunity to send that to them and make it really cute. I also would put some candy with it and really do it up. So every month I would theme it and I would give them something different. So like, I think April, because it was Easter, I did like, I'm so happy, like hoppy like a bunny. I'm so happy to have you here as a customer. Um, and I'm thinking this month, because September is most months, most of the people that would be purchasing their Happy Meal is probably going to be, this is me doing my orders from the back end of August, because I had did up to probably like 2 weeks before the end of the month. I'm probably going to theme it towards like a school theme, and I'll say, you're A+ in my book. Thank you so much for being an amazing customer. I hope you really love your order. Like, so I make these cards myself. It doesn't take long. I either make them on Canva, or you can make them in Avery. You can print anything out from Avery for free. So typically I look at templates. So if it's small, I'll do a business card template. They do have ones that are a little bit smaller than that, or maybe a little bit bigger. I also have like I'll do a postcard template, and then I use cardstock paper and I print it on that and I cut it myself. So that prints like a lot of the templates that I use, unless I'm using the stickers for my labels. I basically use cardstock and I just cut the little squares out myself and I add them. And, you know, if you want to write a note on the back, you can write a note on the back. You can really make it personal. And then even you can do confetti. Like I've seen like the big confetti, I've seen little confetti, whatever you want to do to really make it special. So I have found that sending customers that purchase online Happy Mail has resulted in pretty much all of them reordering over and over again. I had one lady that I felt like we were in a competition. Now I knew her husband. I worked with him a million years ago, and I know at some point he was probably ordering, but I feel like she was going on and ordering too, because it was weird. Like I would send Happy Mail and then a week later I would get another order, and they kept increasing in price. And then I just recently sent them my Happy Mail, like I did all of July and then some of August. And so they had purchased at the very beginning of July. And so I sent them, you know, the 10 felt samples. I sent them the brand new catalog. I sent them all kinds of stuff and card clips, because she placed like a $90-some order, was the last order that she placed. So I have found that I get a lot of response by going the extra mile for the customers and sending out the Happy Mail. So that's where that all comes along with everything. But you don't have to pay for Project Broadcast if you want to do something like this with the paper and keep track of it by how you're going along with your follow-up. I've heard people say follow up, you know, when it's delivered, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Like some people go by months. I have found that when I use Project Broadcast, that time frame that I have on there works pretty well. No one has really complained, and I probably had 75 to 85% success rate of that last message asking about a scent event. I've had people say, yeah, I'll try one, or I'll take a shopping link. That's the other thing too, is to say, if you know, you've been making a lot of purchases, would you like your own shopping link so you can build your own rewards? That's another way to word it. And you can just say, you can share it with your friends and family, and it'll build rewards for the next, you know, 30 days, however you want to word it. And at the end of the month, we can close it out and you can collect your rewards. You know, as long as they're purchasing with it, you can follow up. That gives you another thing to follow up with them. And it's really however much in depth you want to go. because you can take the back of this white paper. If you know, if you don't want to stamp, you can just write, you know, I followed up on this day, followed up on this day, message them about a party this day. You just write your notes on the back of it, and so then you have it and you can revert to it when you need to see where you are in your customer follow-up. There are probably also sheets, and let me pop, and if there are, I'm going to pop in here. There is definitely sample follow-up sheets with bulk sampling, but I don't think that there is an actual follow-up sheet in here. I'm just peeking real quick. We have copy, referrals, sample requests. Let me look at that. Sample requests might work too if you have their name and the date, and then you could literally, that could be like that could also be your happy mail. How you're setting this up. I'm being sniffed. I'm being sniffed. I'm looking at this one other thing because, and then some people have planners. Maybe you like planners and you have stuff already set up for you to follow up with people. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. You can really go all out, but what I suggest is that you do something. And if, say, you had a whole bunch of orders for today for the new season, okay? And let's just say hypothetically you had 20 people to follow up with. You can pick 5 for day 7, 5 for day 8, 5 for day 9, 5 for day 10. And you don't have to do them all at once, or you can sit and do them all at once. It's whatever you find comfortable. The other thing that I was doing before Project Broadcast, when I would say, like, now it's later at night, then I would text people. So I'd grab all of my sheets and I would sit down, like maybe Gary and I are watching TV. I don't know. Or just sit there and I would grab my phone. Now I have an Android. There are apps on Apple. I think one's called like Hit 'em Up, but I would schedule my text messages. So let me see, this is me talking to my mom, but I have this, see where it says schedule messages. So, and my phone's horrible, I apologize. So I can schedule it to go off tomorrow at 9:50 a.m. And then I was click done, and then I can type the message out. So it's work smarter, not harder. So once I figured out that I could do that, I would sit and I would spend 20, 30 minutes getting all of my follow-up done, and it would all go out the next day. And then when the text messages started coming in, I would have my conversations back and forth with people. You don't have to pay for things for them to be effective. Briefly, before I get off of here, another app, and maybe you might be more inclined to use an app instead of paper, is AMI, Amy. You can access that on our website on on Sensi, on your workstation. So you can start a free trial. Amy syncs with your workstation. So Amy is going to show you your orders, and you can have it set up if you want it to be 10 days, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, however you want to do your follow-up. Amy will prompt you, and you go into the app, and you can go in the app every day and check, and you can set all kinds of parameters in there. And I did like it, but I constantly was reverting back to the paper. So I found that I wasn't using it all the time. And you can make templates so that it just automatically, like, you can click a template and it will send it out there, and you can update the templates all the time. But I found that, to me, it felt like they were coming off as a little spammy, because a lot of times like my message might be directly about, and you can input keywords, like you could put something in there and it'll say like, what did you think of? And it'll list all the products that they bought. And that's just kind of weird. So like I found myself spending more time uploading the template that was pre-made that, you know, I typed out, and then deleting things in there so that it sounded more genuine to me, to that person. So that's why I just found it easier to do it on my own phone. And then now I do really like Project Broadcast. But so that is a brief overview of follow-up. Whatever system you find that works for you, do it, because I assure you, you will have repeat customers. You will have so many people referring you because of your excellent customer service. Just asking, just having a conversation, making sure that they like their purchase, and going above and beyond in that way absolutely helps to set you above from the rest. And it's not going to be hard to ask someone that you are having conversations with on a regular basis to host a party, to get a shopping link and share it. It becomes a lot easier because you're building that relationship with them, which is what's really key, is building relationships with people. Because if you haven't heard this before, people will buy from those that they know, like, and trust. How do you get to know them? You have conversations with them. They're going to like you because, well, they probably already do like you, but they're going to like the fact that you care and you take care of them as a customer. And they're going to trust you because you've been around and you've been doing this. And even if you are brand new, they're going to trust you because you're going above and beyond for them. So they buy from people they know, like, and trust. And that has been pivotal in my Scentsy business for years now, is making sure that I'm constantly building that relationship and keeping it flowing with my customers. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. And if you find something else that you think might be beneficial or really neat for someone to try, by all means, feel free to share it on the team page. And if you try any of these and you really like it, or if, say, you started to implement that today, day one, and you saw an actual increase in sales, please share so that everyone else can see that this system that you're using worked for you, and it might help someone else better their business also. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I can't wait to chat again. Thank you for joining me and Morgan, who's over here rubbing my arm because she wants me to pet her. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.